Alright guys, hey now, welcome back to Duct Tape and a Butter Knife. On today's adventure, we'll be finding out why a wire stopped working. This is for a camera system that I installed 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. One of the cameras suddenly stopped working. I was there last time doing some work, a couple of weeks ago, and they were having all kinds of issues with the camera system. I figured that out, but one of the cameras does not work. So the last time I was there, I tested these wires, and one of the pairs tested bad. So now I have to find out why. This wire goes from the camera down the wall in the this is the basement. From the basement, it travels across the basement into a conduit up to the attic, across the attic, then down the wall to the empty yard. So out of the 8 cameras I installed for them, this is the longest wire run and the most painful to run. So I'm hoping that I can find a cut in the wire. From the wire that was visible, I didn't see anything wrong. So I'm thinking they do go up in the attic and put stuff in the attic all the time. So I'm thinking they damaged the wire, or maybe a rodent got to it and chewed the wire, because it's weird that one pair would just fail. So today we get to find out why that wire failed. So I'm about 7 minutes away, and I'll see you guys on site. Alright, so there's where our wires enter to go downstairs. Not a lot of room. Why is this wire pulled out? I don't see any obvious damage. Yeah, no obvious damage on either wire. All right. I'm going to try the easy solution. Put new fittings on the end. Maybe I'll get lucky. Grab my tester.
With 2 different middle names. So they have it X'd out except for the year.
All right, so I just replaced one of the RJ45 connectors, Cat 6. So I'm going to test it now and see if it was that. I don't think it is, but we'll see. And I'm going to change this one out and see what we got. So a lot of people don't use these little guys. I love them. There's a 27 in 1. Do any kind of cameras or anything like that, this tool is great. This as long as you don't lose the tips. If you lose the tips, it's usually one that you use all the time, and then you're buying a new tool. I put that in the wrong way, I did. Geronimo. All right. Let's test this out. So we got 2 pair out now. I thought it was just 1 before, but I was up there jiggling that wire. Now we have 2 pair out. I thought it was 1 and 2 that were out. All right. So let's cut this guy off. I mean, visibly it looks fine, so I don't think it's this. Just jiggling that wire up there has another 2 pair out, which leads me to believe that somehow the wire got damaged. Well, we'll find out in a minute. All right, let's see what we got. I'm not this lucky, so yeah, that wire's bad somewhere. So now we have 2 pair out. Before we had a single pair. Now I'm jiggling the wires, and yeah, it's worse. All right, so that's that wire. So we're just going to pull a new one. So let me go get my box of wire. So that wire comes from there down and in, all the way across to the other side. All right, so I took you guys off of my hat. because the battery for my camera only lasts, I think, like 40 minutes or something like that. Oh, there's water in here like crazy. I wonder. That's fine. It was just a little bit. So my wire comes down here. But now I just gotta figure out which one it is. Neither of them are pulling, so that's always great. Okay, up the ladder we go. Can't get either of these wires to pull. How am I supposed to know which one it is? There it is. Oh my God. Why is that so tight in there? All right, so it's that wire. So what we're gonna do, as opposed to trying to pull down, it's just gonna add that much more tension to the line. I'm just gonna pull this enough. There's still some sticking up out of the top, and I can tape my wire on and pull it back up. And this wire's all slimy. I don't know how good my tape's gonna stick to this. All right. Now, so this is usually the tool I grab when I don't know which screwdriver I'm going to use. It's the Milwaukee 13-in-1. I don't use it often, but when I need it, it's great to have. I don't have my pouch on me right now because it's just big and bulky and it's a pain, which is why last night I was up till 1 or 1:30 looking at the Vito, what is it, the MP, I'm kind of stuck which one I want to buy, the MP2X or the MP3X. I think I'm going to get the MP3X just so I can have a bag that's, I can stuff enough crap in it for troubleshooting, service calls, things like that. You want to make sure you get this tape nice and tight. I always bend it over here just so I have a tail to grab to unwrap it. It just makes life so much easier. So I'm going to feed this in and let's go inside and see what we got in there. So now we have to pull this all the way back over to the MVR, which is literally opposite side of the building. But let's go get it. Okay, so oh man, it's hot in this basement. Holy crap. Holy crap. It's a nice cool day today, but man, it feels like it's 100 degrees in this basement. So I got some zip ties and my cutters on me because I want to follow the same route. That we originally ran it. And there's our wire. If I remember right, we strapped the hell out of this, so there's gonna be zip ties everywhere. All right, so here we are. And this is the problem when you're pulling wire by yourself. It's hung up on everything. Every corner. It just digs itself in. So you gotta pull a bunch of slack and then pull again from there. It just turns into a nightmare. So pull some slack here, make sure it's not gonna get caught on anything. Pull it across here. I mean, what I could do is just, I could snip it off, but then the problem is once I get to the other side, I don't know which wire I need to cut to use as a pull string to get up the conduit. So I'm kind of stuck with doing it this way. This would be easier just to pull the new wire, you know, without cutting everything and redoing it, just leave the dead wire up there. But that's when you start getting 1,000 wires and you only need like 3. So this place is a shelter for pregnant women or women that just had kids. So you'll see a bunch of clothes and supplies and stuff down here that they have to choose from. I'm gonna try not to get all these clothes all dirty. Okay. Thousand zip ties. Maybe when I'm taking this down, I'll see the damage in the wire. So far, looks good. Comes all the way across. I'm not sure if you guys can see. Goes into this conduit that goes all the way up to the attic. All right, so now I gotta figure out which one of these wires it is and pull this across. Guess the wire wants to choose that shirt. Must like that shirt. This is the pain when you're riding solo. It's the back and the forth. Definitely get my steps in every day, that's for sure. That is for sure. After this, so I just left from a site survey for cameras, and after this I have a 3 p.m. So this isn't going to take me nearly till 3 p.m. but that's my next appointment today. There's another site survey for, I believe that one's for cameras as well. All of a sudden, it's like cameras come in bunches. It's just like nobody wants cameras, and all of a sudden everybody wants cameras. No one is home. Leave me alone. I am working. That's one thing I'm really bad about. If I'm in the middle of something, I won't answer my phone. Some of my clients get a bit angry with that, but I'm charging these people to do a job, and however long I'm here builds into that cost. So I don't want to sit on my phone talking to people and then charge these people for that. It just doesn't seem like the right thing to do. And, you know, clients get a bit, you know, everybody wants everything done like yesterday, but clients seem to appreciate that because I do the same thing when I'm on their jobs. You know, they don't want to be billed for me talking to another client or a potential client or any of that, you know. Nobody does. I don't want to pay for something else that somebody else got. I'm sure none of you guys do either. All right, so we got to get a good enough bunch of slack over to that wall so that I can make it up into the attic and across the attic and then down the wall. But this is the problem. The wire wants to be stupid and coil up on itself. And if I had another guy with me, we'd probably be done this pool already. Close to. Okay, so now what I have to do is I have this big pile of spaghetti down here. I gotta straighten this out a bit, some way that it's not gonna get caught up on these boxes or anything, so then when I go upstairs and pull, I don't have to run back down here because it's a pain. So I have to kind of lay it out on the floor. And what I'll do, since I can now see which wire I'm pulling, this is why I leave that tail, because it's just so much easier to undo. Okay, so this is the bad wire, and I know which wire that is now, so I'll come over here and cut this. This is all trash on the floor. Take this guy, tape it on up here, so now I don't have to worry about all that mess. and I'm going to need to pull more. I'll tell you that already. Just got to make sure you put this tight. You don't want to be mid-pull through that conduit and it snaps off, and then you have to figure out a new way to get the wire up. But using this existing bad wire as a pull really helps you. So I'll get this out of the way, get it in the trash. It's a lot of Cat 6, and all of this that I just spooled up may be good still, but I'm not going to take the time to test it. The bad part of the wire could be in the attic. This is a bunch of, I don't know, this is 80 feet. But it's going in the trash. All right, so how long is this? So from here, my wingspan, if I pull side to side, arms fully stretched out, is about 6 feet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 36, there's roughly 40 feet here. Now, is that going to get me up, over and across and down? I don't think so, but we'll see how far we get with this. So we pull more. I'm going to need to pull more. I just don't want to pull way more than I need to. So just make sure this is down here and tangle free. This part's going to be a problem. That part right there, it's going to be a problem. See how it's looped over? That's going to be a problem. It's going to loop on me, I know it is. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pull a bit more. I can pull it back, I guess, stuff it back in the box if I need to. But trying to avoid a trip down the stairs if I can. So I'll pull that. And then hold this guy. And the wire's bound up again. Oh. Yep, that ain't gonna pull. All right. Okay, so that just gave us another 20 feet or so. This should be plenty. Just gotta run this straight as I can. These loops are what kill you. These loops. See that loop? When you're pulling it, it doesn't straighten itself out. It just goes like this. It makes a kink. Damages the wire and costs you time. Time is money. Bring this all the way around here. I know it's going to loop and it's going to kink. And it's going to be a pain. So just trying to get it so it's straight as possible. All right, in the attic we go. So I'm gonna go up the stairs here onto the first floor, out this door. I really wish I knew where the stupid switch is. Don't know, but I'm hoping I can just pull this from here. That's the hope. And see, this is the damaged wire, and it was already pulled there, so something's going on. And there's my wire. So now it's pull enough to get down the wall and out the wall. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Alright, so again, take off all this bad wire. Make sure I cut the right wire. Okay. All right, so this is how much we got left in the basement. So I probably was okay with what I had pulled before. But it's worth it to pull a bit extra to avoid the trip, in my opinion. All right, into here. Pull my slack back. Okay. Now I want to see if I can feed this out, because trying to pull this bag out, it's going to get caught on all these buckets and be a pain. So I'm just going to try to push back out as much as I can. Yeah, it's sliding through nice and easy. So, all right. All that's left to do in here is snip all my zip ties. One more. So now just make sure everything's cleaned up down here. Turn off all the lights. Now I should be done in here. Don't leave your trash on the floor. That's just ignorant. Lights are off. Got all these zip ties that fell on the floor. Make sure you pick them all up, guys. Don't be a slob. Don't be a slob. All right. Especially when there's a trash can right here. Get rid of all that. And we're done down here. Yep, done down here. Now we'll go put a fitting on that end, plug the camera in, get it installed. Need this and this again. Shouldn't need any more zip ties. Man, look at all this extra wire I have, Val. That's good, because that should be probably enough to get me up and over where I need to go. We'll see. Might not have too much to push back in. So let me get my tape. I'm gonna roughly estimate how much I need. I don't want to be pulling way too much more than I need. Up the ladder. Stretch this out. About there. And we'll go from there to here. And from here to here. So I'll just cut the extra here. Hoping that's enough. I'm hoping that's enough. Should be. We'll see. After I cut it, I always doubt myself, and then I get up there and there's way too much. All right, so let's clean this nasty wire off. So my tape sticks good. So this I want especially tight, because this conduit is a pain. Just make sure you get that tape nice and tight. Leave yourself a little tail at the end. Always leave that tail. This makes life so much easier. All right. Now let's see if I can pull that up. Let's hope, yeah? After I thought I pulled way too much, that's all I got sticking out of the box, about 7 feet. That's not bad at all. Position a ladder somewhere where I will try not to fall off. Ground's a bit uneven below me. And of course it's getting stuck right at the tape joint. So I'll feed it up from the below. There we go. Just get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Come on. What are you doing? There we go. Success. Okay, pull out all the excess. Boom. All right, and tape it from here. And don't be the guy that just throws this on the floor and just leaves it there. Pick it up. Don't be a slob. All right, so now I want to make sure we follow the same path as the other wire, because nothing looks worse than having two wires ran and they're not ran the same. Okay, move the ladder. All right. Cut this zip tie. Tape our new wire onto our old wire. Using the old wire as a pull really saves you a bunch of time. It took us, me and my helper, it took us a long time to get these wires ran because we had to just pull them everywhere. We didn't have a wire that we could use as a pull string. It's much easier now. So now I want to kind of feed this in and pull at the same time. So I think I'm gonna have to take this down. This is what I did last time. I popped this down. I thought maybe I could just pull it through, but I can't. Man, wish I had my electric screwdriver now. Doing stuff like a caveman. Doing stuff like a caveman. Don't want to lose these screws in the grass. All right, so I'm not going to use it as a pull string now because I don't need to. Because now I have the whole soffit ripped down. I can just pull this through. I have plenty, so I'm not going to bother even untaping that. I'll just feed this wire in here. All kinds of dead bug guts falling on me. But that's okay. Came outside of my house last night on my porch. There was a freaking spider the size of King Kong. I hate spiders. Absolutely despise spiders. Ugly little bastards that they are. Get them plugged in. Crimp this down. Hook this guy back up. Going to caveman style, peasant style. Trying not to drop the screws. And before the comments roll in about not putting the third screw up here, stop it. These 2 screws in this block of 2x4 is plenty to hold the camera. There's nothing over here but soffit anyway. It would only be there for emotional support, boys. So stop the hate before you even start it. All right, cool. All right, so now we got this that we dropped. Clean off the dirt. Plug it in. Push the excess back up into the soffit. And the reason you didn't see me put the watertight connection on there is because this is in the roof. If this gets wet in the roof, they have bigger problems than the camera. You know what I mean? All right, so we try to eyeball that up. Where I think it's going to need to go. Something around there. Tighten up the set screw. Bada bing, bada boom, boys. Okay. Now, put this cover plate back on. Down here. Get that one started, get the bottom one in. Now that the top one's started, tighten down the bottom one, tighten up the top one, clean up my mess, and go inside. I always try to leave even the screws on the outside if I can. I try to always leave them vertical. It just looks better, more professional. All right, job done.